believe I'm live for the first time ever in my life. Let me see. I'm about to check. Yep. I believe I'm live for the first time ever in my life. Let me see. I'm about to check. Yep. Yeah. I'm having a bit of difficulty. What it looks like. Yo, everything I'm doing is like absolute testing. So I don't know what this sounds like. I'm lost. Um, but anyways, if y'all can hear me, hold on, let me see real quick. Yo, everything I'm doing is like absolute testing. So I don't know what this sounds like. I'm lost. Y'all can tell I'm new at this shit. Hold on, wait. I'm hold on 1 second. I have this is a test stream, so I don't care how it comes out. I'm testing something out. It's my first time ever going live. To me, this is an accomplishment. Thumbs up. We're doing something. Um, let's see. All right. I think I fixed that whole thing, me hearing myself inside of the thing. So, anyways, how about this? I'm gonna just go ahead and roll. I'm gonna just go ahead and roll. I have this little AI bot that is kind of my camera. So everything that I got going on here or right now, um, it's kind of going through this. So if you see me do like some kind of hand gesture, like I do a five, it's so that way the AI can pick me up. Like for example, um, I'm gonna do this, right? And it's supposed to. All right. So now you're gonna see it follow me. See, right? See that? I think that's cool as hell. But anyways, so do I have it? Do I have my chat here? Let me see, just in case. I don't know. I want to see. Uh, all right, there we go. All right, so I don't expect that anybody will actually be in here directly because this is a practiced stream. So all that being said, hey, everybody that actually comes into this, and y'all witnessing this debacle of a live stream, welcome, right? I got my whole setup here, whatever the case is. So I would like to discuss everything that I'm gonna be dealing with this channel here. I like to believe that all of this is getting recorded. I got myself. I'm looking at myself on my phone over here. I just turned the volume down, so maybe it actually comes up. And it looked like it's doing it. So I don't know. Anyway, um, everybody, hey, welcome to A2A Media. Welcome to A2A Media. So this is what I'm actually going to be getting into, right? This whole channel is based off of, and I made a video about this called "Exploring the Books That Shaped the World." All of that. I made something about that. But I think it would be befitting for me to actually do things like this. A little while ago, I actually made mention that I'll be doing some more live streams. I'm gonna start to live stream, right? And I've been doing shorts. Y'all probably see on my channel, I have the music that's going up there, the little sound effects. So what this channel is, right? And I'm looking on here because my whole screen is all right here. So what this channel is similar how y'all have a lot of people that's out there that does like gaming or politics. What else do they do? Sports. Sports is big. Or what else? I don't know. Beauty. Everything. All of that. The same way how they like to do that kind of stuff. I'm doing one about books and the publishing and so on and so forth. So, for example, there's things that come out about books and the publishing news that actually comes out. For example, they have people that like um let's say people like this series called The Witcher. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about, how the way that we're gonna go about what I'm doing with my live streams. They have people that like this thing called The Witcher. A lot of sisters don't really know about it, a lot of girls don't really know about it. I know guys know about it. Some women do, who either play games or watch the show that was on Netflix. Um, the publishing company recently changed their logo, right? And apparently that's supposed to be this whole branding thing that they're doing, something that's different for the books that actually came out. Um, Little things like that, or oh, I got a good one, like The Expanse. They have that show that's actually right now out on Amazon. And the fact that it's on Amazon, it came from six series of books. I want to say it was like six books roughly. I could be wrong on that. But anyways, it came out with like different books that was out there, and then afterwards it wound up showing into becoming a series show, a successful series show, and then now it's about to be a game that comes out on games that's all around. So this isn't a gaming podcast. This is everything dealing with the books, the novels, and things of that such. So whether it be the publishing companies and the things that they have dealing with their own stock, and if they're going to be in business, out of business, selling, trading, whatever, or if it's going to be things about new upcoming books, top ones that came out, awards that are given, the actors that wind up transitioning into different things, um, and even going all the way back to authors that are deceased, but they have books and things that came out to where I peel back some of those archives, such as the name of my podcast, Archive to Action. I'll peel back some of those and show y'all some of the things that was written centuries ago. And I have books that were written literally centuries ago, old enough to where, like, one of them is called The Dark Country. You literally peel it and you start to see some of the. This is a very niche podcast, so this ain't your vibe. It ain't your vibe. But I don't see a lot of us do this, so I'm gonna do it. So the thing is, I have when one of those books it actually like peels back, and when you peel it, the seams of it is like brown dust. It was like published in like the 1800s. So again, like I said, this is a very niche podcast, very different, um, very unlike most what everybody does. Everybody likes to either play a game, again, to talk about politics. Um, I don't know, technology. What else do people talk about? Whatever. I don't really care. Whatever. I don't give a damn what they talk about. Most of the stuff that I'm actually going to be dealing with here is all dealing with that stuff. So that's one thing you're going to see on here, and the stuff that we're going to bring out, even news that drops on that. That's some of what I'll be talking about here on this live stream or streams, right? Something else. Something else. I'm not going to be long on this. I just want to test the stream out, see how it goes, see how I roll. I know one of the views I'm seeing on my thing here is me. So that somebody else is somebody else that I know or whomever with, because I shared that I was going to be doing this tonight with more than a couple people. So whoever that is, shout out to you. Um, anyway, something else that you probably seen on my channel if you actually bothered to scroll on. If you didn't, then in time when you do, I hope you check it out. I hope you like it. I do have soundscapes on my channel. All of the instrumentals and beats and whatnot I made myself. Took my time out to do it. Yes, I did have AI help me out on them. I don't care what you think about it. I did have AI help me out on it. Um, but the sound, the harmonies, the selection of beat and whatever, and some of the and or decent part of the editing I did, but AI helped me out on some of the other parts to help with writer's block or whatever the case is. So I made those, whether it be something as sci-fi, Afro, futurism, which is coming out soon. Binti, I got some. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Um, they have that. They also have, what was the other one I did? It was about this book called The Big Sleep. So that's more of a noir crime, Sin City feel to it. So it's a kind of a jazz 1930s, 1930s noir kind of feel, black and white, right? The other one I did, I already mentioned I did Binti. I had a romance one that I did that was called, I'm forgetting it that quick. I can't believe that. I actually messaged the author as well to see if they can actually check it out. Before I let go, that's what it is. I know I was gonna. I know I was gonna. So before I let go, I want y'all to check that out. So all of that stuff that I have on my YouTube channel, y'all might see where I have a lot of videos that come out as sound effects, and it's not like a chill hop thing, but really what it is to kind of build the vibe of what the book actually tries to portray. Because all of those books I either read, I glance over it, I do something to where I can not just review it, but give some kind of dive or deep dive into it if I want. Like y'all see, I did Artemis, I did The Hobbit, and I'm gonna do those far and few. Right, I'm gonna have deep dives like that if I'm really into it. But other than that, I'm gonna make shorts on it, like you've seen on my shorts. If you've seen it at all, if you didn't, I encourage y'all to go check it out. A lot of the long form stuff I'm gonna wind up doing that y'all gonna see on the channel is going to be the sound effects I make to get the feel for the book, and hopefully in time you yourself go and check it out. So that's one of the goals. Um, I want to make I want to make a lot of what I'm doing is rambling. I know I ain't got too many people in here, but if y'all interested, whatever, y'all just vibe with me, roll out with me. Um, I want to make community, right? A lot of people are into the Netflix vibe and all that other extra stuff like Netflix. What's the other one people have? That the other bullshit that they got. Amazon Prime, HBO Max, TikTok. A lot of TikTok brain rot. Everybody have a short attention span, like low patience. Everybody just go ahead and scroll their life away to the point to where you scroll. I'm terrible at this myself. I scroll on this BS for about, oh man, I can't even tell you. One time it took me about like an hour and a half. And then you know how you see that black sister that come up, you scroll and it's like, hey, are you scrolling? I know I did that. If y'all say y'all didn't, y'all lie. I did it. I know for a fact everybody else did it. So anyway, um, I want to get people out of that, or at least transition out of it, right? Closer to the point to where you want to build in this habit of reading, because there's a big ass world of stuff out there that I wasn't familiar with, and I like to read. I love to read. But there's a big world that's out there of the different books, the genres, and the kind of things that the authors want to see. And a lot of the times, some of your favorite movies, some of your favorite series, shows, or concepts that made art or whatever. Some of the things you love and you cherish a lot. Even games, if y'all like that, right, or whatever. Some of the things that y'all love as pastimes came from an idea from an author that actually wrote a book. And I like to, I'm digging into that world. Like this feeling, and I'm gonna tell you what really got it rolling. When I walked into Barnes and Noble, I want to say it was like, when was it? 20, 2023. I want to say it was like 2023. I didn't start this until like late last year. So by the time of me recording, it's like 2025. Um, I walked into Barnes and Noble and I was looking for a series of books. They had this book that I wound up picking up called Lore, Lore. There's this book I picked up called Lore, and it was some Greek mythology kind of thing, and it was a fantasy, of course. So I wound up looking at because I just wanted to, dig back into it because I used to do a lot of it when I was in elementary school, middle, high school. I used to read a lot of that stuff. I'm one of the few people who actually bothered to look at the Harry Potter series. Like I said, Lord of the Rings. Everybody watched the movies first and then read it. I'm the person that actually, I was the geek that did that. I was in the clubs, the book clubs that did that. I was the ones who, when they had book fairs, I actually picked up a book and brought it home. Captain Underpants for all of y'all who actually know. If you didn't graduate high school from 2015 and before, then I don't know what you thought. You probably didn't experience what I'm talking about. But anyways, I was one of the ones who actually picked up the books, and then I went into Barnes and Noble. Like I said, back to the story. In 2023, I want to say it was that year, or it was either that or 2022. Went in there. I was looking for books. I found picked up this book called Lore. But when I started to just walk around it, I'm a big fan of my favorite genre is history. Just to be fair with you, my favorite genre is history because the things that actually happened in the past is almost more fantastic than the things that you can make up from fantasy or sci-fi. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna read some stuff that actually happened in the past, and I can prove that it happened. And then when I read it to you, it ain't AI. Let's disapprove that also. It's not AI. So I went in there walking around, and I was looking at some of the other books and the different things from fantasy, romance, medieval, teen action, history, like I said. They even had some that was on a religious perspective. There's things that I was looking at like that. I didn't really dig too much into that side, primarily because some people's thought process regarding religion or God is twisted. Um, so at least twisted from my own point of view of it. And I don't want my point of view skewed by looking at what someone else's point of view is. So I bother not to really look into that side. However, I was looking at all of the genres, and then when I went in there, I looked at how many perspectives of different ways of imagination was a rolling in. They had to take their time to really roll that out. And so they was looking at it. They wrote all of these books. They had the Serpent's Path. I saw there. I saw this one called Shadow and Bone, or it was named different, but I'm naming the series that's on Netflix now. Shadow and Bone. I saw The Expanse that was in there. I saw Dune, and then these other books, Lord. Like I said, I picked up a lot of other books. Oh, this one I read called not the Lightning Thief. It was about a young black girl who wanted getting powers. I forget what it was. But I had got a lot of these books and I looked at them and I was looking over and reading them, so on and so forth. Spent some time in Barnes and Noble, and I was like, damn, somebody should really do a podcast or some kind of radio show or something to encourage us to read again because we're not big readers. We love to spend a lot of our time on. We like to spend a lot of our time watching TV, watching movies, or BSing, TikTok, or whatever. And there's a lot of things that's out there with thought processes that's out there when you start to get into that world. It's foreign to a lot of us. And you'll be surprised about the community that you come across. And reading builds patience, reading builds long suffering, reading builds better communication skills. You can have a lot better, you can have a more fluid, that's the word I'm thinking about. You can have a more fluid communication with somebody when you start to read because your imagination spirals. I encourage you, when you look at it, go to Google and type up what's it like to actually, matter of fact, let's do it together. I'm about to try this out because, like I said, this is a test stream. I'm just talking. I'm bullshitting with y'all, so I don't really care what actually, So it is what it is. I'm gonna look it up, right? And let's look this up together, right? So let me see. Let me see here. Uh, what happens to your brain if y'all hear me typing? I don't care. When you read. Okay. So, all right. So check this out. I'm about to share this with y'all, right? So watch this. Watch this out. Now, check this. So it actually says reading acts as a high intensity workout for the brain, strengthening neural pathways, increasing white matter and language centers, enhancing connectivity between the left and right hemispheres. Fancy talk that I'm trying to get more familiar with. It boosts cognitive function, improves memory, increases empathy, so how to deal with people. That's the part I was talking about. Trigger structural changes, enhance neuroplasticity, allowing better processing speed, critical thinking. Right. So all of that to be said, um, that's what some of that reading can do, and I'm trying to encourage more of that. However, I will say this. So that's what reading can do for you, right? Now, outside of that, the parts that I'm getting into some of your favorites. At least that's what I like to do. I know a lot of my own brothers and sisters, my people like to read romance novels. Well, what's your favorites? Share those with me. I'll look at dealing with those. Right, a lot of my people that I talk to don't really like to read that much. But this whole thing is about publishing books and everything like that. I'm a big reader, so I want to create something. Like I said, what I do is very niche. Everybody don't do it. I got to figure this OBS thing out because if I could, I'd play some of my music in the background. That'd be dope. I'm about to figure out how to do it. Matter of fact, hold on, wait. This is what I'm about to do. A little bit of advertisement for myself. That's what I'm about to do. Watch this. Watch this. I'm about to go right to my own stuff. Where we at? Let me see. Go to my channel. Hold on. Y'all stick with me. Uh, okay. I'm gonna see if I can do this. Now, if I can make this sound off, I have no idea if y'all can hear it. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I'm playing it. So, and it's buffering. Of course it is. So whoever's in the view, cause I see like this says two people. Whoever's there, can you say like a thumbs up or a yes if you actually hear the music? If you do, then that'll be good. If not, then I don't know. Uh, cause right now I'm just playing it. But anyways, I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at. So this is the thing that I said I had made primarily for when I actually do my books and whatever. Like you see, it says inspired by before I let go. So that's one of the things, like I said, that I had made, and I'll be doing more of that kind of stuff. I like that kind of stuff, and it took my time. I made all of this music that's on this one, for example. Now, the thing I'm curious about is if y'all can hear it. I don't know. I'm gonna find out when I re-listen to the stream. I'm gonna know. So let me go ahead and pause this. All right. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So that's why I had made the podcast. Um, hopefully y'all enjoy the journey. Hopefully y'all can rock with what I'm doing. Matter of fact, hey, Matt, while I'm here, I'll tell you what. While I'm here, this is what I'm gonna wind up doing. This is what I'm gonna wind up doing. Uh, I'm gonna show y'all exactly what I'm talking about when I said that I actually have different things that I'm gonna wind up talking about while I'm on this, right? Um, if I could just pull up my stuff. Give me 1 second while I look it up. Uh, yeah, of course the internet will go slow down, right? Okay. All right. So, oh, I forgot to mention some of the stuff. I think I did mention things like book to screen adaptations and whatever the case is. Okay. Anyways, like things that's going from book over to what you will see like on the screen in the movie or whatever. So let me click this. These are one of the ones that I look at usually when I look at some of this stuff. All right, so I'm gonna give you this one. I know this is probably something that you might be interested in, and this is in regards to book or publishing, right? Because a lot of people like anime. So now I do deal with some things in regards to this, right? But I want you to see this so that way y'all can look. So regarding anime, all of my anime fans and different things with manga, I want y'all to check this out. Watch this. So let's go ahead and read this, right? So media do acquires Media Do acquires Seven Seas Entertainment, an $80 million deal reshaping the manga publishing landscape. So now this is some of the stuff that I was talking about. How I'll be touching on how things is happening in the publishing world. People that actually are into this. So it says here the announcement that Media Do acquires Seven Seas Entertainment marks one of the most closely watched transactions in this year's publishing cycle. The Media Do Seven Seas deal stands out as defining publishing industry acquisition in 2026, reinforcing the growing influence of Japanese publisher Media Do in Western markets. As part of the latest publishing industry acquisition news, the $80 million agreement signals a strategic shift that extends beyond a simple ownership change. Now, Media Do, right? Let's get the things that they actually had made, right? That's my Chat GPT. I do use it, like I mentioned before. Now, manga, watch this. I'm gonna do it here. So just to show y'all exactly what's going on here. Bring it back to me for a quick second. Manga that Media Do created. Uh, so acquire Seven Seas. I'm not seeing. I'm saying Media Do. That's not the name of it. But anyways, Seven Seas Entertainment is the name of it. But hold on, wait. Let me look. I don't know why I kept on saying. Well, it's probably because that's what the article was saying. Seven Seas, excuse me, Seven Seas Entertainment. So, um, so some of the manga that they had made was things like I Had That Same Dream Again. Now, I'm not familiar with Seven Seas Entertainment, right? But some of them that they actually had made are things that y'all actually are more familiar with. The headquarters is in Los Angeles, blah blah blah. So anyway, some of y'all are more familiar with these guys, right? And so they actually are going through somewhat of an $80 million settlement to where they can actually be, switched over to something else. Not really I'm not big on that. I know people actually asked me before, hey, you're gonna actually talk about any of that, like with anime or something like that. Um, and can I be a mod? I don't know. In time, I don't have enough people to actually moderate, so not at the moment. I just saw your message, so um, in time, I don't necessarily mind. Depending, I gotta know you a little bit more. But it says Seven Seas Entertainment. So now I'm gonna read this. Uh, so again, some of y'all might be more familiar with this. I'm not familiar with Seven Seas, but I do know that they actually make some things. So check it out. Um, anyway, so these are upcoming audiobook releases, March releases, things that they actually made, right? So some of y'all familiar with them. They're going through an $80 million. I don't condone this right there, but they're going through an $80 million settlement to where they're about to want to get bought out. But that's just one of the things, and then they have other things like this, right? Books that's about to come out soon, right? Here's an easy one that you can go through. Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble. Noble. Right now, again, I love Barnes and Noble. I don't care what nobody say about it, but they have some of these like all right bestsellers, right? Like I plan on hitting on some of the ones that y'all gonna wind up seeing here because I deal with almost all genres, so just about all genres. Again, the religion one I'm kind of a little sketchy on, only because I don't agree with everybody's point of view regarding it. But I will show you this. Check this out. So I'm gonna transition here, right? So now this is more on what they're going to go through now. Look, Andy Ware's Hail Mary. I did one by Andy Ware also recently called Artemis, but y'all can check that out on my channel. So um, now all of these are different little bestsellers that I plan on hitting on, and some of your favorites. Y'all go ahead and let me know what those are. Then I plan on checking them out because I do have a different list of different things that I'm gonna hit. And like I said, I have sound effects and soundscapes that I put out regarding the books that I did with shorts explaining the books as they are. And then I'll make live streams till I deal with y'all on them as well. So, anyways, you have these, right? You have these different ones, and then you have powerful. You have hair. What's that say? Harbinger. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Say somebody that read. I couldn't even put that together, right? So you have all of these. But I'm gonna tell y'all the one that I'm. Let me share with y'all this. I'm gonna tell y'all one that I'm most excited about. I'll tell y'all one that I'm most excited about. So they have this trailer. They have this trailer that's coming out. I want to say, well, no, not trailer. Movie. This movie coming out in July. I want to say it's called The Odyssey, right? So, real quick, let's go to it. The Odyssey trailer. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. I'm not good at picture in picture yet. Otherwise, I put my picture up and do it, but I'm not good at it. So y'all have mercy on me. Um, and I can't play the entire thing, right? So I'm gonna mute that. And so this is one of the ones that I'm looking forward to doing big time. So this right here is one of the ones that I'm looking forward to doing big time. And this is the Odyssey. So the Odyssey is going over this whole thing regarding it's pretty much like the Trojan War. It's almost like that. It's like the Trojan War, and it has this mythological feel or hit to it. So if you're one of the ones that actually read the book, The Lightning Thief, what's the other one? The Lightning Thief. I said the book that I picked up called Lore. And then they have a couple others that actually go right along with that. The Iliad and the Odyssey is what this actually comes from. Some of y'all may have read it in high school. I have something that I'm gonna wind up going through all together with that. So, for example, once we transition back over to this, they have a book, the series of books. I'm gonna wind up hitting on with these, the Iliad and the Odyssey. Like I said, some of y'all probably read it in high school, maybe. They have Lord that I'm gonna hit on. They have a couple of the others that I'm gonna wind up hitting on also. So once this comes out in July, before this comes out, I'm gonna wind up hitting on the books that's actually gonna deal with this right here. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be real fun. I can't wait for that one. So they have that. Then they also have so that's the Odyssey, right? Check this out. I'm gonna show y'all another one that I'm looking forward to. So, which this is actually already out. This is already out. Let me show y'all real quick. Let me type this in real quick. Uh, Now this was 9 years ago. This trailer had hit, but they're coming out with a game, and then it's going to hit hard again because people are going to be into it. So, for example, this right here is something that I planned on hitting. Right now, a lot of people did not watch this, but this is something that I actively will watch. So, or have. Now, this is on Prime. So I don't know why is it saying Netflix. Now that I think about it, I don't know why it's saying Netflix. But anyways, um, that being said, this is something that I'm going to wind up hitting on. And once the book actually really does, well, not the book, the game actually really does come out. I'm trying to hit that before then. So all of that to say that hey, I have a lot of things that's coming out. I'm gonna end off with saying this little last piece that I have here. Um, I'm gonna figure out more about how to use this OBS. They have sounds I want to play in the background. They have my own little banner thing with the subscribe and the whole nine. So I'm gonna figure out how to work out OBS. This is like I said, a test stream, like you see on the name of it. So I'm just trying it out. So at least I know how to get my face on here and transition from what I'm looking at. And at least I got that. I'm gonna work on the rest of it. But everybody that actually came by, if you could subscribe, that'd be great. Um, I'm not asking right now. I'm not asking for anything else outside of subscriptions. So let's roll with that. Let's start with that first. And then we're gonna keep on rolling from there. The further along that this channel goes, the more that you're gonna see, the better the animations get, the better the actual content gets. Because right now I'm splitting this between another job that I'm doing currently. But once I'm able to do this full time, I'll be able to have a lot more time to really give y'all the best of the content that y'all haven't even really seen yet. That being said, uh, plan on visiting libraries, having actual interviews with authors before their book comes out and after it comes out to really deal with them. I have a lot of different things that I want to do with the channel. A lot of different things I want to do with the channel. So, y'all, I appreciate every one of y'all, whoever actually did stop by, from coming by. Stay tuned about every bit of whatever this was. I'm gonna just go ahead and let go up so that way people can experience my first live stream, as clunky as it was, as crap as it was. Um, this is an accomplishment. And so I'm going to wind up sharing the accomplishment of my first debacle with y'all, and we'll just go from there. We'll just go from there, and then we'll just go ahead and make things roll the way that it is. Um, just a sidebar. I like the fact that that AI thing actually keeps up with me like the way that it is. It make it feel like somebody's actually right there with me. It's a different little dynamic. I'm with it. So, anyways, hey y'all, I appreciate y'all for actually tuning in, jumping in, joining in. So make sure you subscribe. If you can't donate, donate. Hell, why not ask? If you can't donate, then donate. Help out. It helps the channel gets better, gets going to where the place that it actually needs to go. Inside of the videos, I actually do have the different things that I have for my podcast setup. So if you're interested in that, then I actually have the links that's within the descriptions of my videos. Check out my sound effects that I actually made for the books that I've already been through. Another one that's going to be coming out soon. I can't say Friday. I did on my community post, but it might come out later. It might, because I'm still working on the sound. I got to make sure that it's right for you. I got to make sure that it's right. So still more to come on that. Make sure that you subscribe there. I do have a TikTok that I'm also on. Right, you can follow me there. I do post there, but YouTube is the baby. YouTube is the one that I put a lot more time in than TikTok, because TikTok algorithm is good, but they're a little funny in America about how they deal with things. YouTube is a lot more trusted, and that's what I'm building towards. Okay, YouTube is a social media that I trust just a tad more. All right. So everybody, I appreciate y'all for joining in on the stream. I will be back again so that way I can do something more with y'all. Hopefully Sunday I can actually get it in with y'all for a lot longer with an actual episode title and everything, with news that I plan on sharing. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all next time. All right. A2A out.